Good morning. Yesterday I posted a video regarding NAICS business code, how we should be choosing the business code for our business. And yesterday I met with my lawyer to ask him some questions because I created a new L.L.C. I filed with the state and created like a day ago before I met with him, just to ask him more questions if and our vision, what he thinks about our vision, and give us some legal advice, because I created my businesses myself. I filed with the state myself, and I have multiple LLCs. And after discussing our vision with him, he made some suggestions that I'd like to share with you. And our business structure is going to change, and I'd like to share that with you before you start seeing some changes. That will even include our YouTube channel as well. So according to our attorney, we could run all our different businesses under one, and he chose Liberman Consulting LLC as one business that could run all the others. So for instance, in fact, before I get into that, I asked him LLC versus a corporation, because I was thinking about creating a corporation, and I asked him which one will give a higher liability protection. And according to our lawyer, both LLC or either one or both LLC or a corporation will give you the same level of liability protection. Just in case you are in the same situation, you are wondering if you should create an LLC or a C Corp, according to our lawyer, either one will give you the same level of protection. You just have to keep your personal finances away from your LLC and keep your LLC expenses separate. You treat it as a business, pretty much. So, and I asked him if we can consider LLC as a separate legal entity, and he said yes, it is. So I asked him as well about S Corp and C Corp, and the way he didn't go too much in detail, but he's not much for S Corp. He prefer a C Corp. So when he advised his client that are wondering whether they should create an S Corp or a C Corp, he would prefer to choose a C Corp, because S Corp has some drawback. And I know that I don't know all the rule around it, but I believe I read it from one of IRS publications in the past that if you have an S Corp and the revenue you generate from your investment is higher than the revenue you generate from your business activity, you might cease to use that S Corp, and IRS might switch you to a C Corp status or something like that. So I don't remember all the rules around that, but there is something like that. And that was one of the reasons that even when we have money on the Liberman Consulting, I wouldn't move it to a saving account, since it was not generating much of revenue. I didn't want a simple interest from a saving account, to be higher than the revenue it was bringing in. So yeah, so there is some drawback with the S Corp. Even I think S Corp cannot have owners that are now US citizen, and you shouldn't have more than 100 share owners in your S Corp. And your S corp cannot be owned by a corporation or a LLC. So I think it just have to be people or some trust or something like that that could own an S corp. So there is those little nuances with S corp. But Liberal Consulting is an NLC taxed as an S corp. So that gives us, and the reason why I chose an S corp when I was filing or creating Liberal Consulting is because it's really a business where I'm active in. I will be collecting a salary, and I do want all our profits to be, if we choose just LLC, we'll be paying Social Security and Medicare on all our profits. But LLC tax as an S corp will be collecting salary and pay Medicare and Social Security on our salaries, but then the profit will be distributed as a dividend and will pay tax on it our tax bracket level. But Social Security and Medicare won't be taxed on the profit. So that was the reason why I chose LLC tax as an S corp. But yes, S corp has some drawback. So just keep that in mind, and it will be good if you are just starting up, or even if you have some businesses that you have not involved a lawyer from the start, it will be good. Or if you are expanding and you wanted to add more activities to your business, it will be good to check with a lawyer to ask all the questions that you have. And I would suggest when you do that, you first sit down, reflect on all your think long term about what you wanted to achieve. Don't think small, just think big and include everything, and write down your questions so that when you meet with a lawyer, you should be able to ask questions and get answers, so that you can record that meeting for your personal information later when you need it. So another things that we discuss is the business code that I talked about in the video title, I believe, NAICS business code. Choose the right one for your business. Yeah, well, even though we are going to move many of our business activities under Liberman Consulting, I asked him, well, consulting has a business code that is really specific to tax services. Is it appropriate we move all other business of ours under Liberman Consulting? We are not going to change the business code. So he suggested that, well, we move all our other businesses or the coming one under Liberman Consulting. Is okay if you choose a business code that is just related to a small part of your activities. It's okay to include all the rest in a later, because the business code is just used to know where your business can be classified at, can be put at. So it's for references purposes. So it's okay if you think you choose a business code, but later you divert from it with the product or your goals. You come up with other activities that divert from your original objective. It's okay to operate all that under one business and keep the same code, the same business code when you file your taxes, and use that business, that's identity number. But he did suggested that we keep our rental properties outside of Liberman Consulting in their own LLCs, and we have 2 LLCs related to real estate. He would prefer that we put all the real estate investment under one LLC instead of having 2. And the reason why he was suggesting that we just operate two businesses, one LLC for all the activities and one LLC for all the rental properties, is so that we don't have to file many tax forms and keep the biannual report fee to a minimum as well, because having different LLCs, you have to file biannual report every 2 years and pay a fee. So he was looking more at that and think, well, at the beginning we can just keep those two separate under two entities and reduce the number of tax forms that we file, and later if we need to create more, we could. But I was thinking more long term when I create them, so now he's more thinking short term and wanted to go that route. So you just have to talk with your lawyer to see what might be good for your situation. But he did agree that if you have a rental property or you are thinking about going into real estate investment, to keep that in an LLC separate from your other activities. So that's that. And now I asked him a question about NAICS. So what my lawyer is suggesting, because NAICS is a sole proprietor, is how I started off, he suggested that we move NAICS under Liberman Consulting, and he's going to file a fictitious resolution with the state, I believe, to move NAICS from sole proprietor to Liberman Consulting LLC, that's as an S corp. So NAICS is going to cease to be a sole proprietor and is going to be under Liberman Consulting. So it's going to look like Liberman Consulting LLC is doing business as NAICS. And I told him about my YouTube channel, Marinette Liberman, and that's pretty much under my name. And he suggested that we move Marinette Liberman's YouTube channel under Liberman Consulting LLC as well. So because that one I don't have the tax ID for it, is a sole proprietor pretty much. So we are not going to take any legal action regarding the YouTube channel. But NAICS has her own tax identification number, and even states sales tax numbers, retail sales tax number, consumer use tax number. So yeah, that one, what he's suggesting, just in case you are in the same situation, you have a sole proprietor that you have a tax identification number for it, and you are trying to move it under an LLC. So your lawyer will probably file a fictitious resolution with the state to move that sole proprietor under your LLC. That's what our lawyer is going to do, because NAICS is a fictitious name that I pretty much filed trade names with the state back in 2014 when I started to be granted to do business, me doing business under the trade names of NAICS. So, and he's going to move that fictitious name under Liberman Consulting. But because I have tax identification number for NAICS, and I file taxes under that, using that tax identification number, now using my social security number, even though that's a sole proprietor, what he suggested and I'm going to do is, next year when I'm filing taxes for tax year 2020, revenue that are generated from Nina Soap from January to February, for instance, I'm going to file tax under using the old tax identification number that Nina Soap has been using since 2014. I'm going to file tax with that tax identification number as final return for Nina Soap to report the revenue from January to February. And then I will file tax for the revenue generated from March to December under Liberman Consulting using Liberman Consulting tax identification number. So Liberman Consulting is going to report the revenue, sales and expense from Nina Soap from March to December when Nina Soap joined Liberman Consulting, but I need to file final return for Nina Soap using the old tax identification number for revenue generated from January 2020 to February 2020. So that's what we will do with that. So we talk about the website. So he did suggest that I continue the blog under Nina Soap. And what started all that is because the term, the vision, or the path we are going with all our business ideas made us wonder if I have chosen the right name for the business, or if I was not doing a lot under one name. And according to him, it was okay to blog about all the topic that I blog under Nina Soap, to just continue doing that. So Nina Soap is going to be doing the blogging, and for our label, I asked him about label because I have digital products and I have a soap that I label as Nina Soap. That's the brand, and he's okay with that as well. So he thinks my planners, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, my planners, I have Nina Soap. I think you'll be able to see it under this one. I'll have Nina Soap underneath it, and he was okay. So I think this one I didn't have it. I have the tagline or the slogan, but I didn't have Nina Soap. But so he's okay that I label my products as Nina Soap, but even as Liberman Consulting as well. So either one will work just fine. He doesn't see any problem with that. And he did say that some businesses do business under a name that are not quite related to the product they are selling, so it's okay. So we talk about the YouTube. So the YouTube is moving under Liberman Consulting. It's not going to be under my name any longer. So in a few days you might see that change. It will still be me doing the video or talking with you, but it's going to be, the name is not going to be Marinette Liberman. It might be Liberman Consulting. I just want to let you know before it changes. And thank you so much for joining our YouTube channel. And I have 5 subscribers so far, and I'm very grateful. I appreciated you that have subscribed, and I thank you very much for joining our group. And I will suggest, if you have not done it yet, to visit ninasoap.com to sign up to join our membership and access our free download. I have one of the templates there. One of the templates is not this one. This one has February on it. It's not this one. It does not have flowers on it, but it is color. So I will show you that on the computer shortly. So you can download it. Even when you join it, I will retrieve your email, and I will send you a copy of the download so that you can print it out and start budgeting if you don't have a budget planner yet. Otherwise, you can just subscribe and download it yourself. I already put it there. I will double check, but I believe I put it there. If I have not put it there, just join and I will access the new users, the new subscribers list, and I will email you the template myself. So thank you so much for watching our videos, and thank you for subscribing as well. So we did create a new LLC too recently, like 2 days ago, and my lawyer does not think it was necessary. Now that he's thinking we can just do everything under Liberman Consulting. So pretty much Liberman Consulting is going to be from when we started to, I just created, because I work as tax preparer with a company before, for a few years before I found a job that I'm at now full time, and I couldn't work at that service any longer. But I really like doing taxes, and I enjoy reading IRS publications because I really like, when I like to learn something, I like to go deep in it. So I enjoy, and I think I like numbers too, so I think it played a role. So I didn't want to let that go, and I decided to create a small agency for myself, small consulting firm where I can file taxes for people. But then when I was thinking that at that time I have a goal, but then later, since I decided to work from home, at first I was thinking about going to people's house or meeting people at the coffee shop or at the library to file the taxes. And later I decided that, well, I might have clients at home. I didn't want to target some type of I wanted to target a high level incomers, so that people that I bring home for safety reasons for my family. Yeah, I just don't want to bring anyone home to do taxes for. So, but that's how I start changing the goal once I started. So, but I have not really filed taxes really for any client. I believe last year one contacted me, but it didn't really happen. The year before one wanted as well, but it didn't make that happen. But I have been giving tax advice to people here and there when they ask me. I'm glad to do that, but I have not really got into filing somebody's tax. They will just ask me a tax question or something they are trying to get down and what I think about it, and I'm totally fine giving those advice. So that's how it's all started. So now that I'm start talking about how to manage your finances, your businesses, and all that online, I put all that under Nina Soap, where the blog was for natural products. So for me, I was at the beginning, I was very focused on one thing, but then now that I wanted to expand my horizon, I kept opening new businesses to new entities for each type of businesses that I wanted to operate. And according to our lawyer, it was okay to put everything together. Now Liberman Consulting, because of the vision that I have, I'm planning on an ebooks, so selling our ebooks or have links for it. So it's going to fall under Liberman Consulting. We are going to have digital products, and this is a digital product, but we are going to have more. So it's going to fall under Liberman Consulting as well. So pretty much our online stuff is going to be under Liberman Consulting. We are going to have print on demand, because we have artworks that can be printed on t-shirts or mug. It will fall under Liberman Consulting. You can see how we started from tax services to expand to other things. And I'm thinking about private labeling. So it's going to fall under library consulting. You are going to have budget planners, financial planners, business planners, and the printable as well, but the planners together as well, and all that are going to fall under library consulting. So there are some stuff that I'm doing already, but there are other things that I will go into in the future. But I'm just now thinking long term what I really want to achieve. I might try some, I may not try some. If I start something and it takes off and I just wanted to focus on that, I might let go of some other low producing revenue activities. So you never know, it will change. But yeah, I have all those projects that I wanted to know if it makes sense to put that under one business. So we are going to have the digital products. We are going to have under that digital product, it will be planners, it will have the printable, the codes, wall arts, and some art design as well, which I was thinking about leaving under NAICS. But now that NAICS is moving under consulting, so having all those business activities under one, they are going to balance out. So some of them may not generate revenue, some of them are generate revenue, but they are all going to offset each other. And pretty much the way it's going to work is liberal consulting is going to file tax and reporting all those activities. Even when I do Schedule K and Schedule K1, I'm not going to separate those activities. Like I'm not going to have different Schedule K1 for each one of those activities. They are all business activities where you are active in. So I'm going to report all those revenues from NAICS, YouTube, online store, all together under one. But each one of those subcategories, subsidiaries will have their own, each one will have its own accounting structures to track expenses and revenue. But when we do taxes, we'll combine everything under liberal consulting and file tax as one. So that's the goal. We'll see how it plays out, because some of them might have inventory and all that. So under consulting, we talk about the blog, we talk about the digital products. Over time, we might have online course, consulting or pay membership. So that's online services that will go under consulting as well. And that's what I thought was quite related to consulting in the first place, and that's all I wanted to keep there. But now we are going to keep other things as well. And I talk about the private labeling as well. So we might go into stationery. If you are selling planners, we want to sell pens and the stationeries that will go with it as well. So we might source those items. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll have ebooks. So those are plans, that goals that we have for the future. And according to my lawyer, it's fine to have all that under one business. So that'll just be one business doing all those things, and we don't have to file fictitious name for each one of them or anything. It's just NAICS, so that will be the fictitious name. Since we already have it, that'll be just that. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And let me show you the download that you'll get when for you guys that are already subscribed, that I'm inviting you to download, that I will email you once I get your email address, or you can still email me. But I think the email that I've been using now is ninasoap@gmail.com with 2 S in it. Nina soap, and soap is 2S there, Nina's soap. So ninasoap@gmail.com. You can email me and let me know that you are the subscribers, but and then I will send you the templates, or you can just join us at ninasoap.com and download it yourself, or you can just join us if you don't have time to download it. I'll access your email from there and I'll just email it to you. So as you can see, it has the code here. And then this one does not have a specific month yet, so you can easily just write the months. It doesn't even have the year, so you can print it out multiple times and just use it, or you can visit our stores to purchase more if you prefer to have a colorful planner. That's the objective. You are welcome to do that. Or if you just want to use this, yes, you can just download it, make multiple copies of it, and just use it to do your budget. And it has helped us a lot to keep our expenses in track. Is an ongoing battle to keep your expenses low, so that you have enough to invest in your own business, So yes, that's how we track our expenses every month to be able to achieve our goals. So thank you for watching. Let me see if I can move you back up here. And I appreciate it a lot for you guys that have been visiting us on our website, ninasoap.com, and watching our YouTube channel and subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you.